Hey, it's Chuck. We're back with another episode of Milton Daily Homes, and we're in for a great week if today's any indication. And so, the first thing I wanted to show you, which I think is awesome, is there's a listing on MLS.ca, and it's at 535 Lot Crest, and it says, look at the first thing it says, priced bang on, Milton Daily Homes Review. So, you know you made it in the world when you've got actual listings that are quoting what we're saying on the video. So that's kind of cool. And the cool thing is one of my clients actually put an offer in that was accepted last night too. So all very exciting. And we talk a lot about some of the agents who tend to sort of bite at our heels. And this agent, Carol Jones from Sutton Group, was one to shake our hand and say, you know what, you guys are doing the right thing, and it's awesome, and keep going with it. So I appreciate that, Carol, and it still is a absolutely magnificent home, and it's going to be a great family home for my clients. So anyhow, let's get right to the list. So we got 13 on the list, and the first one up is 100 Mill Side, number 301. It's at 209. It's a one-bedroom, and it's in a building that's sort of considered to be more of a mature lifestyle. Like a first-time buyer would not feel right in this home or in this condo. It's just it's the vibe in there. So 366.11 is the maintenance fees. Includes heat, hydro, cable TV. They have a nice little cable package there. Great pool. Everything is in immaculate condition. The gardens, everything here. It's a great place to settle down. A lot of people opt for the two-bedroom option when this is sort of the final retirement step. So these one bedrooms can be a little bit tricky to sell at times, but there are some people that just say, I just want to keep things simple, especially if they're there for half the year, if they're doing the snowbird thing. So this is a good option. I think it's priced well. You can walk to Mill Pond, lovely location. So beautiful stuff. Maple is at 249. And it's one bedroom plus a den. It's about 900 square feet. Kind of basic inside, but still, solid. Everything. The mismatched appliances, you got to change that hood fan. It makes such a difference. I tell this to people all the time. Big, big difference in there. You get a good sized master plus the den there. And yeah, so this one here is, I always look at this one and say you're competing against some of the two bedrooms, which I think are a better long-term investment for a relatively small increment. They're talking 270, 280. We get a real nice one. And the other thing you're competing against is the condo townhomes, which granted are a little bit older, and there's a little bit more land. And if it's the maintenance fee is not included in those, it can be a little bit more work to maintain them, but you can get a lot more home. A 3-bedroom, usually plus a finished basement, good shape, that kind of stuff. So these guys hit a bit of a glass ceiling on a couple of those competitors, but a 1+1 is still a solid pick for a first-time buyer. Maintenance fees $227, doesn't include much. You still got to pay your heat, your hydro, your cable TV, and all the rest of it. When you add this stuff up, really, you're getting to the next place here, which is $289. So a condo for $250 with $200, $250 or whatever maintenance fees, that feels a lot like buying a freehold for $280, $290, that kind of stuff. So it's very interesting when you look at the monthly cost. It's about $50 for every $10,000 on a mortgage. So you figure if it's $200 extra a month you're spending, that could be an extra $40,000 that you could put towards a home on a mortgage. So when you compare it condos and freehold, it's something to think about. Now, Burroughs, I think, is almost underlisted. I think it's a fantastic home. And so you've got wainscoting, you got chair rails, you got crown molding, all the rest of it, hardwood floors, pot lights, and the kitchen looks really lovely. So the layout is you've got the main floor, family room, dining, kitchen that opens up to the balcony. There's no backyard in this one, as are all the 3 stories. There's no condo fees, like I mentioned. Backsplash here. There is an eat-in area, and I think they put the fridge over here. I'm curious what's where the fridge is right there. So we might have to check the virtual tour. It's a 2-bedroom model. The 3 can be a little bit tight on this one at 1,300 square feet, but overall the impression is very strong on this one. And the next one is on Spire. It's at 309, so it's 20,000 more. Now when you look at the pictures, there's nothing jumping out to me saying this is worth 20,000 more. So I think this is a case of maybe the other one's a little bit underlisted. Maybe this one's shooting a little bit high. Finished laundry costs a bit of money from the builder. And somewhere in between is probably the range where both of them would fall. If I had to put them head to head, I would say even the one before this has a chance of selling for more money. So again, I mean, it's one of those things. Sometimes right buyer, right time. You can find there are discrepancies in prices, but 20,000, I'd hate to be the guys 20,000 higher trying to explain why they're 20,000 better than the other guys, because it's hard to find that much proof. Now Rose Heath, I really like this one at 319.9. And so the nice thing, some people don't like that protruding garage in the front, but what happens is when the garage moves forward, you move away from the L-shaped design and you go more to a square design. Even though I just drew a circle there. 3-bedroom, 2 washroom on this one. You walk in the front door, crown moldings, you've got the living, you've got the dining straight ahead, then the kitchen. So that's an L shape. And then what makes up the rest is the staircase, the washroom, that kind of stuff. Okay, so kitchen looks really nice. You've got a bit of an eat-in area, and you've got a big master, finished basement, and a backyard 30 by 102. When you compare this to some of the townhomes, you're talking about a detached with a good lot and generally in good shape. I mean, when you read the description, you'll see all the stuff that they've actually fixed and replaced and everything on this one. It's a great deal. I like it a lot. Rose Heath, beautiful street, big mature trees in Bronte Meadows, just by Derry and Bronte there. Beautiful stuff. So McNair, I look at McNair, it's basically the same size as like a Croftside model. Different layout. You've got this one big room right here, and then you have the kitchen with the eat-in. 3 good-sized rooms upstairs. Nothing outstanding. But I look at this one compared to the Croftside. You're getting a true semi-detached, about the same size. You're getting a separate shower and tub in the master, so a bit of a different configuration. Good room sizes, and a slightly bigger lot on this one at 329. I like it. I think it's right where it needs to be. It's absolutely the right price for this one, and it's a great listing. Now Bustle, 2215 square feet of living space for 349. That's good. That's a good deal. Probably the most square footage you can find for the price in Milton right now. And nothing mind-blowing inside, but you've got a lot of space and 3 bedrooms upstairs, so it's really going to be spread out. It's going to be 3 good-sized rooms. This is the secret shot right here. So what's happening, that's the second floor ensuite. The fence should not be that high. What happens is there's a berm behind here. There's some sloping ground. It's great for the kids to toboggan in the winter. Above there's a fence. Behind it is the GO train. So that's something to think about when you buy this one too, is you're going to hear the noise of the train. A lot of people that I know that live close to the train, they say, I don't even recognize it. I don't even hear it when it comes anymore. That's just what I hear. Okay, I've never lived by it. I grew up in Etobicoke, and I could hear the planes, but very rarely would I even notice them. So I can understand from a plane perspective that sort of that vibe. So finished basement on this one, and at 349, that's probably where I'd price it. I think it's a good job in doing that. So Hepburn is at 374.9. There's one down the street at 858 Hepburn, which is absolutely stunning. And some of the basic ones for this model will sell for 350, 360. Right across the street, there's one that just went under contract. And so this one belongs in the middle because it really doesn't have the exceptional finishes. But I'll tell you what, there's hardwood in here. There's a lot of upgrades. They've even done a separate entrance on the side, which may be important for someone who has an in-law or whatever else. So I think they priced it where it needs to be. They're moving out, so I think after this past weekend, it's probably going to be a vacant house, or by the end of this week. Laundry's on the second floor, hardwood. Like I said, they put some money into this one, and the basement windows are nice and big. I would check this one out. I think it's a good value for a semi. Now Hepburn is at 399.8, and it's a Gilmore. It's 1660 square feet plus 1 finished room in the basement that they're using as a bedroom. That's why it says 5 bedroom, 4 upstairs, 1 in the basement. This sort of lanai area, I don't know if it adds a lot to the curb appeal, but it is functional. There's no doubt about that. California shutters. You've got a dining room when you first come in the front door. To your right, go down the hall. You've got family on one side, then you've got the kitchen on the other side. and stainless steel appliances. You've got a good size ensuite, laundry's downstairs, and then you've got it's a very efficient, functional floor plan. It's not huge. At $399, it might be a little bit aggressive, but I think that that's probably where I would price it and see where it goes. There's not a whole lot for sale in that price range right now. So Buck is $459. It's been relisted. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-washroom, over 2,000 square feet, double garage with a finished basement, 36 by 104-foot lot. Buck is a great street. It's a beautiful street. It's in the Hadfield School District north of Main Street, which is, I think, one of the best school districts in Halton. I think it's a great school. And so there you go. I think this one has hardwood throughout. If I remember correctly, it's the cherry kitchen. It has more of a cherry finish. And I think it's a lot of value for $459. There's a bit of a battle going on in that $450 to $500 range right now. Guelph line is at $483.9, 4-bedroom, 2-washroom, 100 by 452. That's just over an acre if you're counting. This one says 2 to 5 acres. Trust me, it's just over an acre. It says it's private on all sides. There's oil, there's drilled well septic. Wait for the pictures on this one, but I think that there's definitely some value here. Bungalow and with privacy. That's the range for sure. Under 500, it's going to attract a lot of attention. Now, Scott Boulevard. Scott, busy street. What can we say? 38 by 100-foot lot, 569, 4-bedroom, 3-washroom. It's one of those split-level designs. And when you compare this one to something like Giddings, which just drastically dropped their price down to $529, sold it like that. This one's kind of playing a little bit high on it. But it does look good. I like the nighttime pictures. Normally those do not turn out well, and I think in this case it sort of adds something special to the listing. It's definitely memorable. I like that. So we'll see what happens with it. I don't think it's the deal of the century, but Trafalgar is the next one at $1.85 million. So we got some eye candy here. 5.8 acres, 5-bedroom, 5-washroom, nice dormers up top. You got a little sit-out balcony on the second floor, nice little pond over there with the gazebo, and so this one has a lot of cool stuff. It's been relisted. I think the kitchen, once you strip away some of the sort of fluffery, it has some real good stuff. The hood fan, everything else, white kitchen, granite countertops. You can work within those boundaries. Okay, big fat moldings on this one and a lot of land. Okay, so Trafalgar, I want to check and see how close it is to the street, and it's probably it's definitely south of the 401. And with these homes, I've mentioned this before, once you cross about $1 million, you really need to see this stuff in person because the pictures don't do it justice. If it generally fits what you're looking for, then you want to just say, hey, you know what? Let's go see this one. That's what it's all about. So 10th Side Road is at $4.7 million, and it's actually Andrew's Scenic Acres. So it's 88 acres of all kinds of fruit, and there's a winery, and there's tours, and there's pick your own, and there's all kinds of stuff going here. So there's a business that makes about I think it was $7.8 or $1.87 million a year. Grows, then you got to pay salaries and all your expenses and everything else. But yeah, this one here, maybe they just got sick of running the business, but there's a lot of stuff in this, a lot of moving parts. And but if you just bought this and just turned it into a normal farm, I think for the price at $4.7 million, for the amount of land and the location on 10th Side Road, which is really pretty prime location, I think they're doing just fine there. So if you want to run the business, great. If you didn't, then yeah, you'd sort of just have your own place there. And so I'd be interested to see if they're actually selling all of the, because a lot of times with a business is you'll sell the business and then you'll sell the chattels, which are all the things that you own in the business as a separate entity. So I'm wondering if this is just for the land and the house and everything else and the structures, and then maybe you have to pay for the other stuff separate. I don't know, but it would be something to look into, and I thought I'd profile it. And that's our list. We're not going any higher than $4.7 million today, and I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow back with another episode of Milton Daily Homes. Bye for now.